Hey Fandom, it's me Aaron for a comic show. We have a great week of comics. It's the week before Metal, so we have a couple teasers for that. But the biggest book for me this week is Mr. Miracle #1. And I've always liked Mr. Miracle because he was in the Justice League International when that started. And you know, the New Gods are kind of cool, but Mr. Miracle was always my favorite. And this issue was trippy as hell. This is Tom King, who you know from Batman, and his collaborator Mitch Gerads, who also did a Batman with him and did other Vertigo stuff with him. And this book was heady. You don't know what's real and what's not real, which is pretty cool for a magician and escape artist. And Mr. Miracle seems like he wants to do the greatest escape there is to do, because he's mastered everything else, which is escape life, escape death. Yeah, something like that. So it opens with what is possibly him after a suicide attempt, and goes from there. So I thoroughly enjoyed it. I liked the use of Barda and Oberon. I liked everything about this. And issue 2, DC has let us read in advance, and it was awesome as well. This is one of Tom King's slow burn type books, but I do not think anyone will be disappointed with the first issue. You don't have to have any affinity to Mr. Miracle or the New Gods. There's stuff to pick up on if you do have that knowledge, but if you don't, it's just a really trippy, fun book. So I highly suggest Mr. Miracle. Tom King is rocking it. Superman Action Comics number 985. It's Only Human, one part, one shot. Lex and Superman have it out for basically the entire issue. And this leads right into the Oz Effect next issues, the next storyline with Oz Effect, where they're going to have reveal who Oz is and have those crazy lenticular covers. The second part, lenticular cover, makes it look like Oz is going to be Jor-El, but this is not a spoiler, it's just the cover, because when you go like this with the cover and go like this with the cover, there's Jor-El there with everything exploded around him. That would be pretty weird to me, and I hope it's a red herring. So I'd rather see it be an earlier version of Lex Luthor, the way there was 2 Supermans earlier in Rebirth. But we'll see. We'll see what's up with that. Justice League of America is out in the first collection. The other one was Road 2, was a 0. This is 1. I'm not entirely convinced the Batman in this is Batman. I think that it could be very likely that Batman in here is Martian Manhunter, shape-shifted, disguised as Batman. His behavior's a little off, which, you know, whatever. He might be off because Lobo's on the team. But also in Suicide Squad, Waller's thing showed that Batman was metahuman, and we all know that Batman isn't metahuman unless it's the thing that happened in Snyder's run with the, however you pronounce it, Dionysium. But we'll put that in a box and say, it would be cool if it was Martian Manhunter, right, guys? Maybe. We'll see. And as far as Metal, Hal Jordan, Green Lantern Corps, one of my favorite books. You guys know I love Green Lantern and Guy Gardner. But it opens with just a whole lot of talk about the multiverse and metal. Just Metal Awakens and metal, and you got the Green Lantern that has metal on his arms. And I think this is going to be, I think it was a premonition to Metal, which is coming next week. We're going to have a Batman-themed, DC-themed trivia on Tuesday before we do the midnight release. Scott Snyder's going to Skype in. He's going to buy us all pizza. We'll have this open sign they had, open, closed. We will be open past midnight. It'll be awesome. And if you're looking for some reading material, I just checked this out, totally unrelated, except for the word midnight. Neil Gaiman's Midnight Days, great collection. Neil Gaiman stuff in the DC universe. It was cool. You know, if you're waiting to midnight, might as well read Midnight Days as you're waiting to read Metal #1. Moving on to Marvel, The Phoenix Generations, Cullen Bunn, loved it. I absolutely loved it. I liked it better than the Hulk one last week. Still doesn't explain much of how in the Cosmic Cube weirdness that they're there at the same time, where the vanishing point, how all that works, but the interactions between Jean Grey and an older Jean Grey that has become Phoenix, but not Dark Phoenix yet, that interaction was really cool, and I hope that sets up how our Jean, the younger Jean, deals with the Phoenix Force hunting her and what would happen if she ultimately gets that power. So if you're reading Jean Grey, absolutely get that. If not, it's a cool single issue. It really is. So judge for yourself whether you want to get it if you're not reading Jean Grey or X-Men books. Secret Empire 8's out, had several jaw-drop moments with a huge reveal at the very end. You know, like they can have, like last issue was a huge character death. Well, what about this where, oh, this character wasn't actually dead? And no, it's not the same character because that would be Mad Week, but it's a different character. And it was pretty cool, and I'm excited about this ending with the Cosmic Cube and Generation Legacy and what all that means. And the end of this with the Steven Rogers that's in that other space with the beard and all that, it has him meet up with, that's coming to a crescendo. So I'm excited for that. And if you get that, make sure you get Captain America 25. Takes place pretty much after, but some of this stuff is during. And instead of a Sam Wilson 25 or a Steve Rogers, whatever issue that's on, it's both series are ending with this, Captain America 25. So yeah, and it also didn't pull. Diamond didn't have it, so it pulled for anyone subscribed to either Captain America books because it's a whole new title. It's a whole new title code. So yay, good job, Diamond. But anyway, we hand pulled this for all of our Cap subscribers, and hopefully your store did as well because it was a great crescendo issue. Inhumans Once and Future Kings. This is a fun lockjaw cover I liked. It was kind of, I think it was a meter exceed cover. I dug it. This book, it has beautiful artwork by Phil Noto throughout, Christopher Priest writing it, and it's kind of a year one or origin for the Inhumans. Black Bolt is a prince, and it's actually like two princes, him and Max. So, you know, yeah, just go ahead now. It's two princes. So if you want to buy it, do it. And has a little lockjaw bonus backup story that was lots of fun. So it's not set in the current continuity, but has great art. And if you're an Inhumans fan, you'll be satisfied. And finally for Marvel, Amazing Spider-Man 31, Dan Slott. Oh my God, this issue was a crescendo. It was truly Parker-esque. The resolution of Parker Industries and all that was just so much the heart of Peter and what makes a Peter Parker Spider-Man story a Peter Parker Spider-Man story. I'm talking about Parker luck. I'm talking about with great power comes great responsibility. I'm talking about Pyrrhic victories. I'm talking about all those things. This is full of that, and it was a great issue of Spider-Man, and I'm excited for what comes. And it kind of syncs up what's going on with, like, why is Peter this way and Spectacular? Well, things came to a crescendo here, and, you know, it syncs up. So cool. That was a crazy issue. And Star Wars, Cassian, Captain, and K-2SO, Rogue One. This is a one-shot, and this is the story of how K2 became reprogrammed, how that happened, how he became part of the rebellion. It was just, you know, a throwaway line like, oh, he's been reprogrammed, but it didn't all take. He has no filter between what he thinks, what he says, things like that. It's all explained here. It's funny. I love this droid. You need it. You seriously need it. Like the way that the C-3PO one-shot explained how he had that red arm, and it was basically like Band of Brothers with droids, and it was extraordinary. Just like one throwaway line where like 3PO's like, you might not recognize me because my red arm. And it's like, yeah, whatever, dude. We don't want to talk to you. You're C-3PO. You're annoying. Well, then we got this bomb-ass story that is a comic book to sell that explains that, and it was cool. And, you know, maybe sometimes we should listen to 3PO. And in that vein, this is the story of this droid, the star, the breakaway star of Rogue One, my favorite character, K2. You get a full story of his origin, and it's awesome. So get it. Seriously. Like, why not? Moving on to Image. You see my Image icon shirt. Love it. New book, Redlands, #1, Jordi Belair, Vanessa Del Rey. This is a horror book. It's dark. It's set in Florida, Redlands, Florida, and it's set in 1977. So, you know, it's chock full of racism and you know, chock full of it, and not not undeserved. You know, a lot of rural parts of Florida are terrible. You know, it wasn't all in Mississippi and Alabama. But anyway, great horror story. It's kind of like Get Out if it was set in the 70s and there were no rich white people, just, you know, redneck cops. So there's that. I don't know what the greater mystery is. I don't know what is going on. I just know it's scary as hell, and it's Florida. So we're in Florida, so we're pushing it, and it was drawn really well. So I like that they're trying some new things, filling a niche, filling something that other comic book titles aren't doing. So cool. Florida's a great setting. You know, it doesn't always have to be Miami. Moving on, Kill or Be Killed, Brubaker Phillips, Volume 2 is out. Love this book. Love how, okay, so the guy, he obviously has some mental illness. He tried to kill himself, and then a demon saved his life and told him that he has to kill someone every month or so, or else he'll die, and he gets crazy pain if he gets close to the deadline. But is mental illness, is the demon all in his head as part of his mental illness, or is the demon actually real? Did the demon affect his father? And if so, is it real, or is it just his father had the same mental illness? I don't know. And, you know, I don't care when I find out, because it's a really cool story. I love reading the douchebag protagonists, you know, that Brubaker and Phillips always give me. It's fun crime stuff. Moving on, Babyteeth #3 is out. Donny Cates. We have 1 and 2 in stock. You can have #1 free if you buy the God Country complete volume that has our logo on it, because we did an exclusive with 2 other stores for that, because we're pushing the hell out of Donnie. Love his work. Can't wait for him to show up at Marvel. But issue 3 is out, and Babyteeth is great. It's horror. It's a girl who gives birth to the Antichrist, and all kinds of terrible things are happening. Terrible things. And it's dark. It's really freaking dark. So get it. And then finally this week, SummerSlam Special #1 is out. We will have the SummerSlam here in the Geek Easy, shown on these TVs with hamburgers and whatever the hell else people want to drink, beers and whatnot. We'll be playing that, so come get that. I flipped through this, and one thing I liked was it had all kinds of stuff from the past all the way to the present, all the way back to Dusty Rhodes and Macho Man Randy Savage back in the 90s. And yeah, 1990 itself. So has that all the way to the present. That was cool. And if you're local, come by, check us out. We're going to have a Jean Grey Phoenix cocktail and a Dark Phoenix version of the cocktail on Friday and Saturday in honor of Generations Phoenix. And Tuesday, we'll have Batman trivia for Metal and a huge Metal midnight release next Tuesday. So hope you find something you enjoy this week. Thanks, guys. Bye-bye.